to the channel. I am very excited to bring today's video to you, and I'm guessing there's a little bit of confusion, I guess, regarding the title and thumbnail of this video, but to reveal it simply to you, my parents have now bought a farm where we will now be moving to. We still have to build, and there's a whole process which is involved, so that'll take about another year. But during that year, where we are finally going to be moving there, there's going to be so much content that's coming out in the meanwhile in regards to this new property, and it's something that they've been planning for basically their entire life, and my life as far as I've been aware of. But it's so great to bring you along the journey as well. Before we get into this video though, as always, let's acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land I'm filming on, the land that you're watching this video on, and the amazing people who are currently managing this land at the moment as well, like our councils, our frontline workers, everyone amazing like that. You know who they are, huge thank you to them, a massive thank you to you for watching this video. But I say, let's get out of the fish room, let's head to the farm, and we'll give you a bit of a tour of the place. After more than 5 years of dreaming and planning, earlier this year in January 2021, my parents purchased the living embodiment of their legacy through this 8-acre farm in Kyneton, Australia. I've been ecstatic through this process because it's been such an amazing learning opportunity, and it's going to help me immensely when I eventually buy a farm of my own. It's also a massive journey for all of us as we slowly start transitioning from a more traditional suburban life to something that's more rural, but I absolutely love it. And it also starts a new journey for how this YouTube channel will evolve as we start to build a brand new fish room and start making more farm orientated content as well. I do want to mention that we always had the vision of this being a self-sustaining hobby farm where we grow and harvest our own produce while still being able to enjoy the presence of a lot of pets and animals around us. The reason for this mindset is because of how my dad grew up. Whilst growing up, he had a very farm-orientated life where he was enjoying fresh homegrown produce, animals that created dairy goods and meat, along with the adventures that he had with his dog Comba, and that really made my family and I want a similar life to that. So after moving to Australia, my mum and dad have basically put in their blood, sweat and tears into their legacy and ultimately achieving their big goal of purchasing this land, which also leads to a better life for their children. I actually had a lot of difficulty filming this video due to the sheer size and scale of this farm. Like I mentioned, it's just over 8 acres and it's about 240 meters long and 240 meters wide. So there's an absolute ton of space for a range of different new and exciting projects as well. But already the amount of interesting life and how this property is so dynamic over the seasons is just mind-blowing. The array of flora in the forms of trees, shrubs and grasses, along with the way that it grows in different colours, shapes and sizes, and the presence of animals like parrots, birds of prey, kangaroos and insects is so pleasantly distracting. One of the coolest things I found was this super colony of ants, which I'm still yet to formally identify the species, but this colony is about 2 meters long and wide and is like the cleanup crew for this massive property. It takes care of all the decaying organics which accumulate, and there's so many cool videos that I can think of, like filming a time lapse of these ants eating something, which would just be so interesting to watch. Right next to the ant colony is a pretty decent dam which opens up a ton of new options for fish and pond themed projects. This dam, however, purely relies on rainwater, meaning that evaporation does dry it out during peak summer, and there aren't thankfully any fish in here at the moment because during summer they would be toast, but it definitely does 100% have yabbies. Now, if we get a well or a ground spring system connected to this dam, which means we have a constant flow of water and the dam won't actually ever dry out, it then means we can stock it with a bunch of different native Australian fish and make it like a true ecosystem where the animals around this dam and also the fish can self-sustain themselves, and it would be very interesting to watch. Because this farm has so much space, we already have a bunch of animal related projects we can do. I know that for sure we're going to have some dairy cows, some goats, maybe a pig or two, along with a bunch of chickens and some fun pets like emus and a dog for sure. Honestly, the possibilities are endless, but there's still a lot of groundwork which needs to be done before the real fun starts. And just like any massive project, we have had a bunch of challenges so far, mainly with a bunch of pest plants, and a lot of deadfall as well. When we originally came to the property, it was overridden with some non-native species of plants, being gorse, which is just prickly howd plant, and some thorny blackberries, which the berries aren't even all that good. They taste like rocks, and we had to get rid of them. Along with that, there is also a pest native tree called the black wattle, which is a species of acacia, but this just grows and drops down deadfall trees and branches, which are just a hazard to the animals and plants around. But these plants serve no real benefit for the purpose of wildlife, and they choke out all the truly beneficial plants like the array of grasses and helpful habitat creating native trees like eucalyptus. We did a massive clear out of these pest plants a little while back, which are now in giant piles, and thanks to our legendary neighbours who've been slowly burning these piles, the carbon from this charcoal and all of that burnt matter is now being returned back to the soil to help the beneficial plants thrive. Alrighty, Bodgies and Widgies, I really hope you enjoyed that video. I know that it was a bit different to the content that I've made, and honestly, I wasn't really sure on how to even film a video like that because it's so different to what I've been used to. A lot of the sort of outdoor issues which come about, it's like lighting and wind and audio with things I never really expected, but these are all challenges that you sort of need to overcome when you're introducing something as big as this to your audience, which is you guys, and I'm very grateful to bring you along the journey as well, to hear your inputs and watch this place evolve, because as much as it is a family farm, it's also where your involvement comes into place big time as well. So a huge thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos in regards to this, then please make sure to consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a big thumbs up. Feel free to let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, but that's it from me. Huge thank you for watching, and as always, stay happy, stay safe, stay Aussie Australian. Bodgie out.